The Farm at Lane's End, Chapter 21. The Farm at Lane's End is the story of English country life. Farmer Ken, his wife Jean, and Dave their son. But before we go to our story, here are one or two key words or phrases. I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue means I have no idea. I haven't a clue what he is talking about. She hasn't a clue what she is talking about. Worth a try means it would be good to do something. It might work. According to. According to tells us what someone has written or said. According to Andy, tourism would be good for the village. Andy says that tourism could be good for the village. A sly old fox is a clever or cunning old man. To count us in means to include us. And now to our story. The Farm at Lane's End, Chapter 21. Uncle Andy has had an idea. I was talking to my brother Andy this morning. He wants to make Tootenhome more attractive for tourists. That sounds interesting. Do tell me more. One of Andy's ideas is a cycle track for mountain bikes. Andy asked me if I would like to help him. How could we help him, Ken? Andy thinks it would be a good idea to include part of our farm in the cycle track. What do you think, Jean? As long as the cycle track doesn't come too close to our house, then why not? Andy told me the cycle track would follow the river at the bottom of our big field. We wouldn't even see the cyclists. How many cyclists would be using the cycle track? I asked Andy that. He told me he hadn't a clue, but it would be worth a try. Tourism would certainly help the village, and probably or possibly even create jobs too. And where would the cycle track start and finish? According to Andy, the cycle track would start and finish at his new tea shop. I didn't know Andy had a tea shop. Oh, didn't I tell you? He bought it last week. He bought the Bluebird Tea Shop. He's a sly old fox, your brother. And how will the cycle track help us, Ken? I'm not sure, Jean, but I'm sure we'll think of something. I know, Ken. I could put up a stand and sell cups of tea and cherry cake. A great idea, Jean. I'll tell Andy to count us in. And I'll put on the kettle. Let's have another cup of coffee and a slice of nice cherry cake. And now to finish with, here are some questions. What is Andy's plan for Tootenhome? What does Andy want Ken to do? Would the cycle track be very near to Ken's and Jean's farmhouse? Where would the cycle track end? Who owns the tea shop at the end of the cycle track? Is Andy a sly old fox? How will the cycle track help Uncle Andy? What does Jean want to sell on her stand? What advantages will the bike track have for the village? And now, the very last question. What do you think of Uncle Andy's idea? You've been listening to The Farm at Lane's End, Chapter 21. Chapter 22 next week. Bye-bye for now.